In 1991, a record label was born that would change hip-hop forever. Death Row Records. In just a few years, it produced some of the greatest albums in rap history.
Life of
But behind the music, there was violence, money, and chaos that would ultimately destroy everything they built. This is the rise and fall of Death Row Records, music manager with deep connections to the streets of Compton. Together, they founded Death Row Records. Their first release was Dr. Dre's The Chronic in 1992.
Why'd you call it The Chronic?
The Chronic.
In Bud We Trust.
Yeah, man, The Chronic is like, it's the bomb thing on the street right now, And I figure, my album is the bomb, so I had to call it that.
It sold over 3 million copies and introduced the world to G-Funk, a smooth, bass-heavy sound that defined West Coast hip-hop forever. And on that album, a young rapper named Snoop Dogg was introduced to the world. From 1992 to 1995, Death Row was unstoppable. Snoop Dogg's debut album, Doggy Style, sold 800,000 copies in its first week. The label was making millions.
Now, how does it differ, from The Chronic style-wise?
Well, mine's is more on a party thing. The Chronic had like more of a message to it. We was like, we didn't give a f at all. We just came out just straight, whoop, whoop, whoop. But on my album, it's like, it's me. I mean, The Chronic was Dre, Doggy Style is me.
Then, in 1995, everything changed. Tupac was sitting in prison, and Suge Knight offered to pay his bail in exchange for signing to Death Row. Tupac accepted. And what happened next was historic. In just 11 months at Death Row, Tupac recorded over 200 songs. He released All Eyes on Me in 1996, one of the greatest rap albums ever made. But behind the scenes, everything was falling apart. Dr. Dre had already left.
I feel like the gangster rap era is over, It's time for a switch, Been there, done that.
The East Coast versus West Coast beef was getting more dangerous by the day. September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas. Tupac was shot 4 times in a drive-by shooting. 6 days later, on September the 13th, 1996, Tupac Shakur was dead. He was 25 years old. Death Row never recovered. Suge Knight was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Artists began leaving. In 2006, Death Row Records filed for bankruptcy. Death Row Records lasted less than a decade. But in that time, they created some of the most iconic music in hip-hop history. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. Their legacy lives on forever, even if the label didn't. Subscribe to RapTVZone for more hip-hop history every week.